Hey everybody, so for a long time I've used energy gels, not wanted to use energy gels, not wanted to throw the packets on the ground. And so finally I went to the trouble of figuring out how to make them at home. And I haven't been able to find great information about this online, so I thought, sure, we'll make a quick video about it. So I'm going to turn you around and show you my ingredient list here. We've got big jar of Maltodextrin. We've got some blue agave syrup. We've got lime juice, lemon juice, couple packs of hydration multiplier, liquid IV. This is maybe a little silly. I could just use salt. That's all good. A little bit of water, and that's about it. So we've got a scale. We're going to weigh out everything. So we're going to do a 5x batch here. So actually going to set you all down for 2 seconds and open a few things. Oh, that agave syrup's tight. All right, so we're going to start with, we're just going to start with a 500 gram maltodextrin. I'm on ounces, y'all. Make sure you're on the right. Hey, all right, we need to keep going. Okay, we got 500 grams maltodextrin. So the recipe is 100 grams maltodextrin to 60 grams of agave. So we've got 500 grams here, and I need 300 of agave. So we're going to go up to 800 here. Looks like I need to order more next time. We're not going to make it on this batch, but that's okay. So ideally the ratios come out there according to my reading, but that should be good. Okay, and then I like to go roughly 100 grams of liquid per 100 grams of maltodextrin in this recipe. If you like thicker gel, you can go a little lower, but I think that 100 gram mark is pretty good. So I've been going 50 grams of lemon lime and 50 grams of water as my kind of flavor and water favored ratio. But that's totally up to you. So we're going to tear this out, and I'm going to go, let's say 250 grams between the lemon and lime. So let's go 100 grams of lime. There we go. 150 of lemon. So we're going to go to 250 here. Good enough. 240, 250. And then we'll go to 500. Actually, I'm gonna go a little thicker on this one. So we'll go to 400. We'll go a little light on the water on this batch. Okay. So that's pretty much all that I'll do. We'll dump in the hydration multiplier. Well, this is doing some funny things. But then the next step here, we'll just dump all this together. Next step here is you can see I have my whisk and a pot. So we're going to put a little water in this pot, get that boiling, and we'll come back in a second and I'll show you how I whisk this together. Okay, so here we are on the double boiler. Got a little water in the pot. and all my ingredients in here, and essentially we're gonna get all this combined and try to bring the temperature up to near boiling. I wouldn't want to put this directly on the heat just because of how much sugar is in there and the potential to scorch it to the pot, but a double boiler where you're basically steaming the bottom of this metal bowl is perfect for this. So it's not that big a deal, and it gets a little lumpy maybe initially, but it'll come together, especially as you heat it up. And the benefit of the heat is also is that it's much easier to pour through a funnel. What I've found is once this is to something like 200 degrees and near boiling, but you don't really need to bring it up to a full boil. It's pretty thin compared to what it is when it cools down, and you can pour it into either a flask, like the Goo. Really like these Goo Hydra Pack flasks. Fit in a pocket, in a jersey pocket really well, and are super simple. They hold up to heat. Or I'll just throw into a kind of bottle like this. I think some chocolate syrup came in this thing. And it works out really well. So once this is all combined and up to temperature, then we can just pour it into whatever container we want to use. So that's basically it. I don't know that there's a lot more I want to show. Do your own reading, figure out what your ingredient list should be. But from my perspective, sticking with what the kind of mass market gel companies do, which is a mixture of maltodextrin and fructose, which agave syrup is like 75 to 90% fructose, so that works pretty well. I was able to pick up the agave syrup, what is this, straight from a Brewmaster, and I think I got my maltodextrin from the same for very little. I'll put the shopping list and some price information in the description of the video. Super cheap, super simple. Does the trick so far for me. So I just want to show you what this looks like as it starts to come together. You can see here, it'll be a little foamy on top and not quite transparent. So this is currently like 175, 180 degrees. Let's look here. Yeah, so we're going on 180. So like I said, I want to bring this up to like 200 degrees or so. And that's when I've found the maltodextrin and everything really properly dissolves into the liquid. Not totally necessary to bring it up to that kind of temperature, but seems like it is a little happier and nicer texture if you bring it up nice and hot. So a few minutes later, just a quick check-in. You can see here, the color has darkened quite a bit, and once I pour this into bottles, it's going to be nearly clear. Most of what's left is air bubbles, and if I were to cook this for a while longer, it would get pretty clear. But it's in the mid 190s now, and I'm happy with that. So from here, we're just going to dump it into bottles and let it cool, and it'll become less transparent as it cools, it seems, and then consume on a epic ride. So that's the deal. Thanks, everybody.